back once again doing another video game review of Medal of Honor Frontline for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. But I will be particularly focusing on the GameCube version. It has pretty much one of the games that I like, and it may not be like one of the top 10, but it's pretty good, even though it hadn't aged well. But I will talk about that later. And then in the GameCube version, it has a multiplayer mode, which is exclusive to the GameCube. Where I'll get into that later. And one thing is that you play as Lieutenant James Patterson from the Army, and you pretty much fight Nazis in this particular game. And you start off with D-Day, where the Army storms in on the beach of Normandy, and the objectives for on the D-Day mission is you have to rescue four of your squad members pretty much after your Higgins boat gets destroyed. Then because everybody's scattered all over the place, you have to rescue four of your squad members, and another private you have to rescue who has some Flagamores to blow a section of fence up. And through the course of this D-Day mission, you collect health, a field surgeon pack, medicinal canteen, health kit, and ammo for the M1 Garand. And you also find a Thompson, and some ammo for that. And once you rescue the four squad members and the private with the Blackmores, which he blows up the fence. And your next objective is to get on a machine gun or bipod where you have to bypass a minefield. What you pretty much have to do is take out two machine gunmen and a squad of Nazis that's shooting at you. And once you complete those two objectives, that mission is complete, then you go to the next mission, which is pretty much clearing out one of the bunkers while the captain clears out the second one. And once both bunkers are cleared, you pretty much meet up with the captain, and he informs you that you're on a secret mission. And that's the end of the first section where it says mission complete. And there's a total of 19 missions divided into 6 sections. So the rest of the missions are 17, which are divided into the next 5 sections, where you do different objectives. Now the objectives does vary from mission to mission. With the first mission of the second section, you have to destroy a tank and stow away in a box on a U-boat, stuff like that. Plus, you have different weapons like the M1 Garand, the BAR, the Thompson, the Springfield. So we divided into pistols, sniper rifles, automatic weapons, like like SMGs, or like machine guns, stuff like that. Like like with each mission, you like you have opportunity to get a gold star in each mission, and if you get a gold star in all missions within the section, you get like a medal. So that's a total of like 6 medals if you like score if you get a gold star in each mission. So that was like you get 6 gold stars if you get get 6 medals if you get a gold star in each mission under each section. Plus you get another medal for completing the game and another medal for receiving the medals that I mentioned earlier. Like I said, the GameCube version of Medal of Honor Frontline has a multiplayer which is exclusive to the GameCube. You can pretty much set it up how you want, like a game. Like the game mode is like you can have like a death match, like a free for all, like a team death match, like capture the flag and stuff like that. But you can select the type of weapons you want. It could be like American only, German only, whatever the case may be. You can set the kill limit and the time limit also. But the only gripe I have with the multiplayer, you just limited to four players as far as you can't go like no higher than that. But outside of that, the multiplayer to Medal of Honor Frontline is pretty good. And now, and another thing that's good is the sorry about that. Another thing that I like about Medal of Honor Frontline is soundtrack. The soundtrack to it was done by Michael Giacchino. Some of you have heard of this guy. I heard that this composer did the soundtrack to this TV show Lost. And if you are aware of the soundtracks that he does, like of the games, of the TV shows, even movies, let me know what soundtracks to movies, video games, TV shows that he does outside of like Medal of Honor Frontline and Lost. And there's like 2 other complaints I have with the game is mainly the fact that the graphics hadn't aged well, particularly. I mean, the graphics is still okay, but it hadn't aged well within the last 14 years since it came out. But it's still a good game, you know. And another thing is like if you shoot them with like a pistol or like this or something, if the Nazis fall out, they don't necessarily mean that they're dead. You may have to shoot them a second time if that happens, you know. So leaks are relatively minor, considering that the game from overall standpoint is pretty good, you know. And it has a pretty good multiplayer. The main campaign is pretty solid. It's pretty much like, you know, somewhere between, I don't know, around 6 hours of gameplay just on the main campaign alone. So It's one. So it's one of the like better Medal of Honor games. Some will disagree, some will agree with that statement. But anyway, if you like Medal of Honor or you like agree with this video, what I had to say about Medal of Honor Frontline, you can say so in the comment section. If you like this video, don't hesitate to push the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. And this is your boy Big Mike 5989 signing off. Oh yeah, forgot about a score. Forgot about a score. I would give it like pretty much I would like give it an 8 out of 10 because of the gripes that I have, but it's not like a big deal, you know. Another thing I forgot to mention is like once you get to the final section, the sixth and final section of the campaign, which is consistent of aforementioned, the difficulty does ramp up a bit, and you're going to like die like a few times in each mission. And for some people, it can be a pain in the butt, but you know. But if you don't like, but I don't think it's one of those deals where you want to break the controller. You might get mad a few times, but it's not like an anger where you want to break the controller or whatever. I mean, that could be considered a complaint, but if you can get through those last 4 missions, it'll be worth it, you know. So with that being said, I'm signing off.